Do you ever wonder how to break out from a vicious cycle of negative thinking? Ego and life events can strengthen a deep-seated addiction to thinking, which in turn causes this inner battle. Here we'll delve into the complex mechanisms by which pessimistic thoughts take root and manifest in our everyday lives. Above all else, we will go over concrete ways to take back your thinking and adopt a more optimistic outlook. Would you like to liberate yourself from the shackles of pessimism? Listen in as we provide life-altering insights and the keys to overcome this challenge. What is the best approach to convince ourselves to stop thinking negatively, and how can we do it? Many egos thrive on pessimistic thoughts since they serve to bolster the ego. When the ego needs a boost, it tries to instigate other people's feelings toward you, which the pain body can feed on. After that, it thrives on tension. In the absence of human intervention, it might also feed on your pessimistic outlook. "Ah, my life is so bad," is the subject of every pessimistic thinking it receives. In what ways could things worsen? Alternately, why do these folks tell us this horrible stuff? What a load of jerks. Why am I the only one this keeps happening to? It feels like a terrible thing is about to happen to me, and I don't know why I'm never successful. His actions toward me were abhorrent. Truthfully, it doesn't bother me anyway. Set that aside. Excuse me, I'll just tell you. I am deeply ashamed of what I did. I really hope that what I did 20 years ago goes unremembered. Please tell me what happens tomorrow. Whatever we decide to say, I am unsure about. Can I afford to lose that job? The thought, I might get a better one soon, is not occurring to me. No, I'm afraid I'll wind up homeless. I'm unable to pay my mortgage. Tell me the time. I see. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Additionally, there is that additional matter. More of this, please. I just cannot handle. Sure, I can see how that line of reasoning may become addictive on some level. It seems like a part of you just won't let go. If you want to take action, you need to be slightly conscious when these thoughts occur. You need to maintain some level of self-awareness so that you can observe your thoughts and realize that you are enjoying the negative thought stream and do not want to stop. Anger, another negative mental emotional state, is on display in people's reactions. Tell someone who is furious, "Would you like me to help you let go of this anger?" and observe their reaction. To rephrase, when someone is angry, they love being angry and don't want to let go. Because egos are inflated when furious, the ego enjoys anger. A person's ego can soar when they suddenly begin yelling, even though they are powerless and unimportant in the sight of the world. On occasion, you could witness somebody yelling at passers-by on the street. Since they are completely self-absorbed, that represents their ego trip. Would you like to be in a peaceful state? You can ask that person when you approach them. I have some advice for you. It assumes that you are aware of your current situation. There should be consciousness at that moment, and it probably is. If you're asking that question, it's a sign that you're present and paying attention. You should start by seeing that you like it. Not necessarily the awareness, but if you are self-aware, you will see that there is a part of you that wants to stay. When this mental and emotional state persists over an extended period of time, it can even begin to affect your sense of identity, or at least a significant portion of it. For some, it's always running in the background, and they never even notice. They come to identify with it. When you meet someone who is overly sensitive, and sometimes you don't even need to be that sensitive, you can feel their anger building up or, as someone put it, their grievance seeking an outlet. Nowadays, you can't find a soul on the internet who isn't like that. They love spending time there. Anyone can go online, find a cause, and air their grievances. The internet has only given the ego a new outlet. That can be linked to one's identity. If you're paying attention, you can see that you're enjoying that unpleasant feeling as it occurs. The awareness that the mental activity occurring within you is pointless and serves no practical function is another option. Why are these thoughts happening? What are they trying to tell me? Will they make a difference? or will they only push me farther into this abyss? We all have this ingrained assumption that if we moan and groan about something long enough, whether inside or externally, eventually something will change. In some way, it's effective. Someone, God, the cosmos, or someone is going to take action if I could just express how miserable I am. When kids get really mad and start yelling, many grown-ups think they're getting their parents' attention. Parents now rush over to see what's wrong after their child says, "Oh, I want this," while previously no one paid any attention to them. The little one says, "I want this." When parents first say no, the child will keep saying, "I want this," until they give in. The youngster has just realized something crucial. Misery is effective. Even as an adult, that ingrained idea can be influenced by repeated exposure to that learning in childhood. Periodically, they experience periods of misery while holding on to the hope that things would eventually improve. When they were younger, it could have worked if their parents had given in to their demands, since they could no longer tolerate their constant wailing. But adults just don't get it when they're adults that being miserable doesn't work. Even after they grow up, they keep doing the same things they did when they were little, even though they know it doesn't work. Realizing that being dissatisfied and dwelling on the negative does nothing to improve one's situation is, thus, of the utmost importance. From an awareness standpoint, you can question yourself, do I want to continue to think these thoughts? If you're awake enough to notice it, how useful or nice is this? How is it functioning? Without it, how would I ever face this situation? Choice emerges with the advent of awareness. When you take a step back and focus on the here and now, the negative mental and emotional currents may begin to flow more gently. You can't just wipe it off, therefore it's still there. Just a little while after that, you have another notion and your negative thoughts begin anew. There is an undeniable pull to it. It takes time for it to weaken, but once it does, it can be devastating. A voice that says, "This is so familiar," tries to entice you with negative thoughts. You truly fit here. The person you are is this. Being aware is essential. Resisting negative states is, in and of itself, a negative state. However, you can pay attention and recognize its value. You realize how much you rely on it in the end as well. Upon seeing it, your addiction diminishes. When you can't perceive it, that's when you're really addicted. You are the awareness when you notice it. In the absence of consciousness, you constitute it. In that case, you are your ego, the unhappy part of yourself. Just as I said before, it's crucial to pay attention to a young child while they're acting out, rather than waiting for them to yell or have a tantrum before doing so. It is more appropriate to attend to the child during regular periods. Do not pay undue attention to a wailing youngster, and in particular, do not give the child anything after you have told, "No, you cannot have that." You shouldn't educate a child that if they try hard enough, you'll give in. There are two options. Either provide it right away or don't. You should obviously not offer it to the child if you feel it is harmful to them. Still, when faced with an escalating tantrum, parents frequently cave in. The lesson you're teaching the child is completely incorrect. Remember that becoming aware of a problem is the first step towards solving it as we come to a close on this exploration of negative thinking and its intricacies. You can start the process of recovering your happiness and contentment by becoming aware of the tendencies that restrict you. If you found this discussion enlightening, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content. Together, let's foster a community of growth and positivity. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.